कर दो તું બાજુમાં જ ઊભો રહેજે કારણ કે લાઈવ Hello. Hello. A very good morning to our distinguished guests, esteemed faculty members, staff, and dear students. It is a moment of immense pride and joy as we gather here today to celebrate the 16th Foundation Day of ICMR-NIOH Ahmedabad. 6 decades ago, we began a journey dedicated to health and safety of the backbone of our nation, the workforce. Today, we stand as a beacon of excellence in occupational health research.
A warm welcome to our viewers joining us via the live telecast. We are coming to you from the ICMR-NIOH campus at this historic moment. Our guests have just arrived at the 3rd floor for the dedication of the Poison Information Center 2.0 to the nation. Recognized by the World Health Organization, today's dedication marks its evolution into the center of excellence in clinical toxicology. By integrating advanced laboratory analysis with the digital consultation and toxicovigilance, ICMR-NIOH is setting a new benchmark in specialized healthcare and pesticide exposure management. The Poison Information Center at ICMR National Institute of Occupational Health, Ahmedabad, is recognized by World Health Organization and contributes to global poisoning surveillance through regular reporting to WHO. At present, most routine activities focus on toxicology analysis related to pesticide exposure, which remain a significant public health concern. Analysis of other toxic agents, such as heavy metals and selected industrial chemicals, will be undertaken in response to specific referrals and research needs. In view of the evolving pattern of poisoning and the growing need for organized clinical toxicology services, the center is being strengthened to expand its scope and capacity. The strengthened center will focus on qualitative and quantitative laboratory analysis for priority toxic agents, including pesticides, heavy metals, drugs, plant poisons, and selected industrial chemicals relevant to clinical and public health needs. Delivery of structured poison information and clinical consultation services to healthcare providers through telephonic and digital platforms, supporting timely and appropriate patient management and toxicovigilance training, and knowledge support through analysis of poisoning data, capacity building of healthcare professionals, and development of standardized clinical guidance and IEC materials. Through this focused expansion, the center aspires to grow into a center of excellence in clinical toxicology, serving as a strong regional anchor and valuable national resource, with potential for international collaborations in the future.
Again, a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us via live telecast. We are currently at ICMR-NIOH campus, where our distinguished guests are touring the journey of excellence. This curated walkthrough showcased the 6 decades of our pioneer research from our humble beginnings in 1966 to our current global contribution in occupational health. Moving to now ground floor, the delegation proceed to the visual celebration of our history. We are about witness in inauguration of the ICMR-NIOH exhibition gallery, journey through our 6 decades of dedication to health and safety of the Indian workforce. Now I request to our chief guest to officially inaugurate the gallery by cutting the ribbon and unveiling the legacy of ICMR-NIOH. This exhibition gallery reflects our alignment with the national vision of Viksit Bharat and spirit of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vignan and Jai Anusandhan. The gallery highlights our commitment to Sustainable Development Goal 3 and 8, global health and decent work. As they walk through, they will observe the 4D of our ICMR, descriptive, discovery, development and delivery, which define our research methodology. The tour also showcased our historical timeline and ICMR-NIOH footprints towards the Viksit Bharat and our diverse division. The curated space effectively captures ICMR-NIOH vision and mission, our global collaborators, and our vital contribution to national policy over last 6 decades.
In 1960s and 70s, our journey began in 1966 at BJ Medical College. By 1970, we became National Institute of Occupational Health and moved to this very campus, expanding our footprint to Bangalore and Kolkata. In 80s and 90s, in 1981, we achieved global recognition as WHO Collaboration Center. From designing exhaust systems for agate grinders to conducting massive epidemiological surveys, we took science from lab to fields. Today, as we look towards 2047, this gallery stands as roadmap from the Golden Jubilee in 2016 to our current focus on climate change and environmental health. ICMR-NIOH remains pan-India force for Viksit Bharat. With the inaugural visits complete, the dignitaries are now heading to the auditorium on the ground floor for the main Foundation Day function. Please stay with us as we move towards the program of the Foundation Day function and the formal addresses. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. We request you all to please stand as we welcome our honorable chief guest, Shri Dineshbhai Makwana, along with our distinguished dignitaries.
Welcome, sir. It is my proud privilege to invite our esteemed dignitaries to kindly grace the dais and splendor of this occasion. First, I would like to invite the chief guest, Mr. Sri Dinesh Bhai Makwana, Honorable Member of the Parliament. Floral करवाना.
Very good morning to all. Respected Shri Dinesh Bhai Makwana ji, हमारे chief guest, honorable member of parliament and our well-wisher. Respected Dr. Prabhakaran, who is our advisor of scientific advisory committee and also heading CCDC Delhi. Dr. Dhaliwal sir, head of NCD of division of ICMR headquarter. Our own Rakesh Joshi sir, Dr. Deepak Saxena, Dr. Kumudini, Dr. Prabhakaran, Dr. Ravikant, and all other colleagues, Dr. Sudhir Vanje, Dr. Amul Bhave, and all team. On behalf of NIOH, I welcome everyone. Sir, as we discussed earlier, ICMR-NIOH का फाउंडेशन 1966 में बीजे मेडिकल में 2 रूम में हुआ था. उसमें से आज 60 साल की जर्नी में काफ़ी सारे डायरेक्टर, साइंटिस्ट, फील्ड स्टाफ ने पूरे इंडिया में बहुत सारे रिसर्च किए हैं, जिससे पॉलिसी लेवल पे भी काफ़ी इम्प्रूवमेंट्स हुए हैं. और उसके पार्ट ऑफ अ सेलिब्रेशन एंड ऑल्सो एज पार्ट ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आज हमने 2-3 चीज़ें की है माननीय चीफ गेस्ट दिनेश भाई के हाथों से. एक, हमने आज पॉइजन इंफॉर्मेशन सेंटर हमारा इनॉग्रेट किया है, जो कि अभी जो हमारा सेंटर था उसमें सिर्फ एक ही टेस्ट होता था. दीवान मैडम यहाँ पे है, उन्होंने ऑलमोस्ट 40 साल पहले ये शुरू किया था. तो उसी सेंटर को मैडम के गाइडेंस से और बाकी सबके हेल्प से वी हैव अपग्रेडेड, where we will be able to do many more tests, and the target is to develop this as a center of clinical toxicology for entire India, where we can develop protocols that will be useful for PHC, CHC or medical college or higher level, and also create some surveillance system which can be helpful to entire nation. And if required, rare kind of poison can be future will be tested in that center. So I'm thankful that sir has agreed to inaugurate that. Also, you must have taken a small glimpse of the exhibition. We have documented from 1966 till date all the directors and all DGs and all scientists who have contributed, and how ultimately we are trying to contribute towards the our vision of Honorable Prime Minister of Viksit Bharat. As we know, Viksit Bharat के टारगेट्स जो है, जब ग्लोबली बात होती है तो खाली सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल 2030 तक की टारगेट है, जबकि प्रधानमंत्री श्री ने हमें 2047 तक का टारगेट दे दिया है. तो उनके गाइडेंस में जब भारत को विकसित भारत बनना है, तो हम लोग एज अ रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कैसे कंट्रीब्यूट करें जिससे कि सारे इंडिया के सारे वर्कफोर्स हेल्दी रहे. उसी के लिए आज एज अ टोकन ऑफ फंक्शन वी हैव ऑल गेट टुगेदर. So once again, I welcome everyone to the session. Thank you.
Now, I would like to invite our director, Dr. Bhavesh Modi, to felicitate our chief guest, Shri Dinesh Bhai Makwana. I would like to invite Now I would like to invite Dr. B. Ravichandran, Scientist F, the Officer in Charge ROSE, to welcome our special guest, Professor D. Prabhakaran. May I now request Dr. Lokesh Sharma, Scientist F, to welcome Dr. Aris Dhaliwal. Now I request Dr. Ankit Seth, Scientist E, to welcome the Professor Dr. Rakesh Joshi. I would like to invite Dr. Mihir Rupani, Scientist E, to welcome our director, Dr. Bhavesh Modi. It honors our culture and spiritual heritage, showing respect to values, knowledge, and guiding principle of life. To invoke the blessing of knowledge and light, we begin this celebration with traditional lighting the lamp. I now invite our guests and dignitaries onto dais to lighting the lamp.
या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः
often said that the strength of a nation lies with the health of its workforce. Today, we are privileged to be joined by a leader who understands this deeply. I now most respectfully invite our chief guest, Honorable Member of Parliament, Shri Dinesh Bhai Makwana, to share his thoughts and vision for the role of ICMR-NIOH in the growth of Ahmedabad and the nation. Sir.
सबको नमस्कार, गुजराती में प्रणाम। आज स्टेज पे विराजमान माननीय प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर प्रभाकरन जी, डॉक्टर आर.एस. धालीवाल जी, हमारे परम मित्र और सिविल हॉस्पिटल के सुपरिटेंडेंट आदरणीय राकेश भाई, हमारे दूसरे परम मित्र और मुझे यहाँ 1.5 साल में 2-3 दफे यहाँ कार्यक्रम में बुलाए ऐसे भावेश भाई मेरे पास आए थे कि इस कार्यक्रम में जेपी नड्डा साहब आए। मैं मिला भी सही उनको, लेकिन उनका कार्यक्रम नहीं हो पाया। मेरे से काफी चर्चा भी किया, 5 मिनट बैठे थे। फिर मुझे बोला कि आप सेंटर की मुलाकात लेते हो? मैंने बोला हाँ मैं लेता हूं। फिर मैंने बताया कि मैं करीबन 1.5 साल में 3 दफे यहां जाके आया हूं। 6 मंथ में 2 दफे आया। फिर दूसरा सजेशन उन्होंने ये किया कि ये यहां तो जाओ, लेकिन ट्यूबरक्लोसिस के जो पेशेंट है उनके लिए अहमदाबाद में हॉस्पिटल की तरफ से क्या हो रहा है और लोग भागीदारी से उनको पौष्टिक आहार मिले, इस दिशा में भी आप काम करिएगा। तो उस दिशा में भी मैं काम कर रहा हूं। आज यहां उपस्थित आदरणीय वैज्ञानिक गण, सहयोगी साथियों एवं उपस्थित सभी सम्माननीय जन, मेरा सौभाग्य है कि ये संस्था जिन्होंने चालू किया वो बहन जी भी यहाँ उपस्थित थे। मैं आज नहीं आता तो कदाच मुझे उनका मिलने का अवसर नहीं मिलता। आज उनका जो काम यहाँ से रिटायर्ड होने के बाद भी खूब अच्छा चल रहा है। 20 साल पहले रिटायर्ड हुए और खूब अच्छा काम राष्ट्र के लिए कर रहे हैं। मैं उनका भी स्वागत करता हूं। आज इस ऐतिहासिक अवसर पर उपस्थित होना मेरे लिए अत्यंत गौरव की बात है। ICMR नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ ऑक्यूपेशनल हेल्थ के 60 वर्षों के समर्पित सेवा का उत्सव मना रहा है। इस महत्वपूर्ण अवसर पर हमें माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के उस दूरदर्शी संकल्प की याद आती है। विकसित भारत 2047 एक ऐसा भारत जो समावेशी हो, सशक्त हो और वैश्विक स्तर पर अग्रणी हो। आज पहले अपने जो सूत्र अपने देश के महान पुरुषों ने दिए थे, जय जवान जय किसान, और अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी ने उनमें ऐड करके जय विज्ञान ऐड किया। और आज मोदी जी कह रहे हैं कि जय अनुसंधान। तक भारत की विकास यात्रा ने सदैव राष्ट्र निर्माण में विज्ञान और अनुसंधान की केंद्रीय भूमिका को स्वीकार किया है। आज हम $5 ट्रिलियन की अर्थव्यवस्था और उससे आगे बढ़ने की दिशा में अग्रसर है। हमें एक मूलभूत सत्य को स्वीकार करना होगा। एक विकसित राष्ट्र का निर्माण स्वस्थ कार्यबल के बिना संभव नहीं है। आज भारत विश्व के सबसे बड़े कार्यबलों में एक है, एक का घर है। 50 करोड़ से अधिक श्रमिक प्रतिदिन कृषि, उद्योग, सेवाओं और नवाचार के माध्यम से राष्ट्र निर्माण में योगदान दे रहे हैं। प्रत्येक वर्ष लाखों युवा कार्यबल में प्रवेश कर रहे हैं। उनके साथ ऊर्जा, आकांक्षा और कौशल लेकर वो प्रवेश कर रहे हैं। यह जनसंख्या की शक्ति भारत की सबसे बड़ी ताकत है, लेकिन इसके साथ हमारी जिम्मेदारी भी जुड़ी है कि विकास स्वास्थ्य की कीमत पर न हो। हमारे लगभग 90% श्रमिक असंगठित क्षेत्र में कार्यरत है। अनेक श्रमिक धूल, रसायनों, अत्यधिक ताप, शारीरिक दबाव और मानसिक तनाव जैसी चुनौतियों के बीच कार्य करते हैं। जैसे जैसे हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था आधुनिक और विविध होती जा रही है, वैसे वैसे व्यावसायिक जोखिम भी बदल रहे हैं। पारंपरिक औद्योगिक खतरों के लिए गैर संचारी रोगों, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य समस्याओं और जलवायु परिवर्तन से उत्पन्न चुनौतियां तक की ये हो रहा है। यह वह बिंदु है जहां दूरदर्शी नीतियों और वैज्ञानिक संस्थानों का साथ मिलकर कार्य करते हैं। माननीय केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जेपी नड्डा जी के नेतृत्व में भारत एक ऐसे स्वास्थ्य मॉडल की ओर अग्रसर है जो निवारक, प्रोत्साहक और समग्र है। स्वास्थ्य केवल अस्पतालों तक सीमित नहीं होना चाहिए। यह वहां प्रारंभ होना चाहिए जहां लोग रहते हैं और जहां वो कार्य करते हैं। इस संदर्भ में व्यावसायिक स्वास्थ्य केवल एक विषय नहीं है, बल्कि उत्पादकता, आर्थिक सुदृढ़ता और सामाजिक न्याय का आधार है। पिछले 6 दशक से ICMR राष्ट्रीय व्यावसायिक स्वास्थ्य संस्थान में इस दिशा में अग्रणी भूमिका निभाई है। अहमदाबाद स्थित मुख्यालय लेकर बेंगलुरु तक जो अपना संस्थान ऑक्यूपेशनल और एनवायरमेंटल हेल्थ के क्षेत्र में मजबूत वैज्ञानिक आधार तैयार किया है। धूल से होने वाले फेफड़ों के रोग, टॉक्सिक एक्सपोजर असेसमेंट, इंडस्ट्रियल हाइजीनिक, बायो मॉनिटरिंग और हाल के वर्षों में क्लाइमेट चेंज और ऑक्यूपेशन हेल्थ के जैसे विषयों के कार्य में राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर पॉलिसी की दिशा दे रही है। इस महत्वपूर्ण बात के संस्थान के केवल लेबोरेटरी तक सीमित न रहा, यह पत्थर खदानों में गया, किसानों के बीच गया, छोटे उद्योग निर्माण स्थलों में, इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में जाके काम किया, ताकि रिसर्च के सीधे कार्यस्थल की वास्तविकता परिस्थितियों से जुड़ी रहे। आगे बढ़ते हुए ऑक्यूपेशनल हेल्थ के भूमिका और भी व्यापक होने वाली है। हमें वर्क प्लेस वेलनेस, मेंटल हेल्थ को मुख्य धारा में लाना होगा। लाइफस्टाइल डिसीज, स्ट्रेस और शुरुआती हेल्थ रिस्क के रेगुलर स्क्रीनिंग को सामान्य प्रैक्टिस बनाना होगा। हमें इलाज से ज्यादा रोकथाम पर ध्यान देना होगा। हमें नेशनल लेवल पर बायो मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम को मजबूत करना होगा ताकि लीड और पेस्टिसाइड जैसे खतरों की समय रहते निगरानी जा सके। खासकर असंगठित क्षेत्रों में श्रमिकों में हमें डिजिटल हेल्थ टूल्स और वर्बल सेंसर और रियल टाइम मॉनिटरिंग टेक्नोलॉजी के अपनाना होगा। ये मैं इसके लिए पढ़ा कि ये मेरा विषय नहीं है और मैं आया हूं। हमें 2014 से लेके अभी तक नरेंद्र मोदी ने जो इस देश के डेवलपमेंट में किया है वो बात करना है तो मैं 1 घंटे बात कर सकता हूं, लेकिन मैं लॉ का विद्यार्थी हूं, मेडिकल मेरे कोई विषय नहीं है। तो एज ए मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट होने के कारण भावेश भाई का आग्रह होता है कि भाई जेपी नड्डा साहब को मिलना है, तो हम साथ में होते तो तुरंत मिल सकते हैं। और यहाँ पॉलिटिशियन एक ऐसे लोग होते हैं कि आप यहां काम करते तो मिनिस्टर तक तो पता चलना चाहिए। उसको कौन बताएगा? उसको हम बताएंगे कि भाई हमारे यहां ऐसा काम हो रहा है। तो ये सिस्टम का एक भाग है। भावेश मोदी जी पॉलिटिशियन तो नहीं है, लेकिन जेपी नड्डा साहब के पास बात भेजने के लिए किसी को तो बुलाना पड़ेगा। मैं आज 100% नहीं आने वाला था, मैंने उनको मना भी कर दिया था, लेकिन मैं ट्राई करता हूं कि मैंने अगर कमिटमेंट दिया है तो मुझे जाना चाहिए। भावेश भाई का आग्रह होता है, मैं कार्यक्रम में आता हूं तो मुझे बताते हैं कि भाई 10 दिन बाद एक आध घंटा निकालना, तो हम जो यहाँ करते हैं वो विस्तार से आपको बता सके, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं मुझे टाइम नहीं मिलता है। आपको लगता होगा कि ऐसा क्या होगा टाइम नहीं मिलता है, लेकिन राकेश भाई यहाँ साक्षी है। 1.5 साल से हमारी मीटिंग 3 दफे तय हुई, एक भी दफे हम मीटिंग नहीं कर पाए। कोई ना कोई कार्यक्रम आ जाता है तो हम नहीं आ पाते। लेकिन मैं भावेश भाई को और आप सबको ये बताना चाहता हूं कि मैं आपका परिवार का स्वजन हूं, मैं मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट नहीं हूं। आपको कोई भी दिक्कत होए, भारत सरकार में कहीं भी मेरी जरूरत होए, मैं साल में 6 महीने दिल्ली रहता हूं। आप कहीं भी आपके काम के लिए, आप जो काम कर रहे हो, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने विकसित भारत का जो विजन देखा है, वो विजन के तहत आप काम कर रहे हो। मुझे बताया कि अभी 15 टेस्ट हो गए और वो थोड़े समय में 100 से ज्यादा टेस्ट होने वाले हैं। और भावेश भाई और यहाँ बैठे सभी अखिल टीम को मैं लाख लाख अभिनंदन देता हूं। अभिनंदन इसके लिए देता हूं कि सीधे मोदी जी तो यहाँ देखने नहीं आएंगे, लेकिन मोदी जी के सैनिक बनकर, आप सब मोदी जी के सैनिक बनकर ये भारत को 2047 तक विकसित भारत बनाने का अपने संकल्प लिया है मोदी जी ने। आज सभी क्षेत्रों में अपना भारत विकास करता है, डेवलपमेंट करता है। तो ये क्षेत्र में भी भावेश मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में अपनी संस्था भी खूब डेवलप करे और इस राष्ट्र में अपना योगदान दे, इसी शुभेच्छा के साथ फिर से मैं बताता हूं कि आप मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट भूल जाइए, मैं परिवार का स्वजन हूं और 100% अपने साथ में मिलकर ये काम करना है। और अभी 9 तारीख को मेरी लोकसभा सेशन शुरू होने वाली है और मैंने पहले भी मीटिंग में आया जब बताया था, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट के तहत मैं किसी भी प्रश्न को उठा सकता हूं। सुबह 2 घंटे क्वेश्चन आवर होता है। आपका यहां कोई भी जैसी बात रखनी है कि नड्डा साहब तक पहुंचा नहीं है, तो मैं 9 तारीख से 1 महीने वहां रुकने वाला हूं। आप कभी भी मुझे मेल करिएगा और फोन भी करिएगा, मैं वो लोकसभा में उठा के, क्योंकि अपने कोई गलत बात उठाना नहीं है, अपने ये संस्था के हित में उठाना है और देश के हित में उठाना है बात। वो मैं आपकी बात लोकसभा तक पहुंचाऊंगा। फिर से यहां बुलाकर मेरा सम्मान किया, दिल से थैंक यू वेरी मच। भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम।
Thank you, sir, for providing your encouraging words and highlighting the impact of research on the community. I now invite Dr. Rakesh Joshi, sir, Medical Superintendent of Civil Hospital Ahmedabad, to share his thoughts and view on this Jubilee, Diamond Jubilee celebration. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, Bhavesh sir, Director, NIOH, ICMR Center of Ahmedabad. And I feel so proud to be a part of this inaugural ceremony in this Diamond Jubilee program. And I feel so good that it is not only working for, you can say, that occupational diseases, but now they are expanding horizon for toxicology. And they have inaugurated 2-day toxicology lab where they are going to do nearly 10 tests, and then in coming years or coming time, more than 100 diagnostic tests will be done. I think that will help not only the people around, but yes, definitely, ultimately, it is going to help the society at large. I was very happy to learn that this center was actually started in civil hospital in 1966, and then it was shifted here in 1970. And I feel so good that Madam is here, who has taken this institution to this level, and this dynamic director is now taking it at a different height. So I really congratulate Bhavesh sir, and I really congratulate your leadership that you have created such a legacy that everybody, the whole team is working to uplift this program. I'm really happy to meet Prabhakaran sir, Dalivar sir, and dignitaries of the dais. And once again, I will say, I feel so good by visiting this this exhibition, and then the vision what they are keeping up as a ICMR and NIOH. I think that gives me. I'm a clinician, so we are always trying to find out how research can be done, how things can be taken to the different level. And MP sir rightly said that everybody should know what you are doing. So I think this is the platform, and I'll say thank you very much for inviting me here in this prestigious celebration of NIOH, and I wish all the best. And I once again congratulate Bhavesh sir to continue his enthusiastic and aggressive leadership. And wish you that you can take this institution to achieve even more heights. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The fight against non-communicable diseases and occupation hazards is a cornerstone of our national health strategy. We are honored to have with us Dr. R.S. Dhaliwal, the head of the NCD division at ICMR headquarters, representing the Department of Health Research and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. I request you, sir, to kindly grace the podium. Sir.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this really auspicious occasion of Diamond Jubilee celebration of NIOH. I have been associated with NIOH for almost half that journey. For the last 30 years, I have been associated with NIOH. I have been visiting this institute at least once every year for the Scientific Advisory Committee, and in between also. And I have seen part of the journey. NIOH has a very illustrious journey in the past, and we hope to take it to even greater heights in the future. NIOH is the only institution, national institution in India which is working for the unorganized sector. We do have another institute, DG Fastly, which focuses on the organized sector, but as Honorable MP also mentioned, almost 90% of our workforce is in the unorganized sector, and for those there is no other institution except NIOH which is working. It's a very vast area, so NIOH has not been able to do as much as we wanted to do because of manpower limitation, time limitation, resource limitations. But NIOH has done quite a lot of work for many of those sectors. In the agricultural sector, for the green tobacco harvesters, we did a study which went on for almost, I think, 10 years, in which we first diagnosed why do they have the problems, because while plucking, the nicotine is absorbed through their skin. And then we devised gloves for them, and again we devised, I think, 3-4 different types of gloves to find out which is the most comfortable for the workers to work with. And once that was demonstrated, I think SEWA came forward and then took it up and distributed it among all of them. And that was very useful for the workers because the headaches and the symptoms that they used to have once after their plucking session, so they were really relieved. So that's one of the achievements which it has done in the institute, which has gone into the public and has benefited the unorganized sector, as you said. In the agate industry, again, NIOH has done a lot of work for silicosis and the stone dust absorption while the agate grinding of the agate stones. And NIOH had developed a hood with a very low vacuum which used to suck out the dust, and which was again proved to be almost 90-95% efficacious in reducing the dust for the agate workers. And I think that was also installed in quite a few places in Gujarat, and again that has benefited a lot of the workers who are in this precious stone, semi-precious stone industries. And again, Gujarat is a hub of all these activities. So therefore, This is again a problem which was very relevant to the workers working in the gate industry. In lead recycling industry, again, a lot of work has been done by these institutes. A lot of biochemical tests were done. Again, I think those studies went on for around 10-15 years, and which again benefited a lot of workers working in the lead recycling industries. But now, with the advent of the EV vehicles and all, the batteries are now shifting. So again, the disposal of those batteries and the recycling, and again, so similar problems might again come up, even though I don't know whether they have the lead plates or not, but I think they are probably lithium and cadmium based. So again, different heavy metal, but problems may be similar, may be different. So that's again another area which NIOH can take up in the future for studies. Silicosis is again one of the industries, diseases in which NIOH has been working for very long time in different sectors, in the stone grinders, in agate workers, and again a wet drilling system was developed, I think, by NIOH or by Jodhpur, or by collaboration, I don't remember. But that was again another intervention which was developed, in which the use of a very minimal amount of water reduced the dust by almost 80%, and therefore reduced the exposure of the workers to those, and so thereby helping in the reduction of silicosis in these workers. And we all know silicosis is a disease for which prevention is the only option that we have. Once the silicosis develops, there is hardly any treatment except for symptomatic treatment, and it's always a downhill course once the silicosis develops. So therefore, all these preventive measures that we have been, that NIOH has developed over the past years have definitely benefited a lot of the workforce, which, especially in the unorganized sector. I mean, we have done some studies in the organized sectors also, but those are again very limited sort of consultancy projects rather than actual work. Most of our work has been focused in the unorganized sector, and again, as was mentioned by the Honorable MP also, now there is a different variety of problems which the workers are facing, especially the blue-collar jobs, the white-collar jobs, the sitting in the office all day, no physical activity, the stress levels is very high. Most of these coal industries, the BPO workers, IT industries. So there is a different kind of problems which are now coming up and which also need to be tackled. So the scope is very wide, and the past journey has been very glorious, and we hope that this institute will rise to new heights and attain the pinnacle of success which it has always been, because at the national level, I think NIOH is the institute which gives a final verdict on any of the occupational diseases. Even in courts and all, once NIOH says, yes, it is an occupational disease, it is stamped as an occupational disease, and all the compensations and legal activities whichever needs to be done is done. So that stature, we hope that stature rises even higher post this Diamond Jubilee celebrations. So with those, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Scientific excellence is guided by rigorous oversight and mentorship. We now invite our special guest and the chairperson of the Scientific Advisory Committee, Professor D. Prabhakaran, to provide his insights on the future trajectory of occupational health research. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar and good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Modi, for inviting me to this important function. 60 years in somebody's life is a huge milestone, and for an organization, it's even more important, because that the organization survived 60 years just shows the resilience of the organization and what has been achieved. So all of you should be proud of what has happened. And I like the tagline which says, healthy workforce for Viksit Bharat. In the land of Mahatma Gandhi, I have to quote one of his quotes, in which he said, what we envisage for the future, we have to, what will happen in the future depends on what we do today. And therefore, we need to see what we can do today to achieve that goal of healthy workforce in Viksit Bharat. We have almost 500 million people in the workforce, and if you include their families, it's a humongous number. And this may be a small microcosm in the whole family of ICMR, but I think NIOH is one of the most important cog in the wheel of scientific research in this country. As I wasn't supposed to be speaking today, but I saw my name in this one, and I was reflecting what to speak on. And somehow we have this connection. I don't know how it happens. My first research project was as an intern when I got 5,000 rupees grant from Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology, which was on lead poisoning in printing press workers in Bangalore. And we did a very good study in Bangalore. Of course, in those days, nobody thought about continuous variable and categorical variable, so we didn't publish it in a major journal. It could have, if we do that study today, it would be published in a major journal. Then I came to All India Institute to do an MD, to do my MD in internal medicine. And again, my project was on fibronectin levels in bronchoalveolar lavage fluids in interstitial lung disease, and silicosis was the major component. And we at that time, based on literature, recommended that colchicine, because there were no other drugs in those days, we said colchicine should be used. And in fact, over 4 or 5 year period, it came into the guideline. So I was thinking that I will be taking pulmonology, but there was no DM pulmonology at that time. And when it came, and I had to compete with Randeep Guleria, I decided to go into cardiology, and that's how I became a cardiologist. So, enough of what I have said. Dr. Dhaliwal has said a lot of things about what NIOH has achieved. But I think we should look to the future and see what we can do. I've been here as the scientific committee chair for more than 2.5 years now. And I just want to give my observations on what we are doing and what we should do in the future for your consideration. I think a lot of exciting changes have happened in the last 2-3 years in ICMR in terms of funding. We have a lot of intramural funds competitively obtained, and it's not small teeny weeny funds of 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. Now we can go up to 8 crores. We can establish a center of excellence for 15 crores. So there is a lot of opportunity in terms of obtaining funds. And also, you're also well poised in terms of going for extramural funds from other organizations. And essentially, there are a lot of scientists, there's a lot of energy, there are a lot of people who can actually do all the work, high quality work. But somehow we have been trapped in our old thinking, and we continue to do what I call as observational studies. We want to do what is the prevalence of silicosis in this population, what is the prevalence of deafness in some population, what is the prevalence of tuberculosis. I think we know, as the German philosopher von Goethe said, knowing is not enough. We must act. We must be willing. Willing is not enough. We must act. And the time to act is now. And therefore, we should design studies which provide solutions rather than going on the beaten track of trying to identify what the problem is. I'm not saying that we should not do, because there are new problems emerge, we should do, but that should be a small proportion, and we should think of how we can actually address the problem. What are the strategies that we can do? How do we create multidisciplinary team? The other thing that I noticed was there was a lot of siloing. People work in their own silos. The basic scientists work as basic scientists in their labs. Then the clinicians work in the clinical side. But I think the time has come for us to work towards a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary approach, a team science approach. We need to work together as a team, and only then we can achieve. As one American social scientist, Margaret Mead, said, it is unimaginable what can be achieved by a small group of people. Indeed, that has changed the world. So a small group of people can change the world. So we need to come together. And again, we also should not, the amount of achievement can be amazing if you do not think what is there in for me. What is there in for us will make a big change, and that's what we should do. So coming back to future studies, as to what we need to do. We heard about non-communicable diseases. Indeed, there is a dual burden. There are some unfinished agenda of the uh, pre-transitional era before we have become a large industrialized society. There are some things which we have not eliminated. Silicosis, for example, we have not eliminated. Tuberculosis in the population, farmers' diseases. There are several of those which we have to eliminate. We should work on that. But the biggest looming problem is non-communicable diseases. And we should work on non-communicable diseases. There are various models. We just completed a study in 10 industries in terms of reducing the diabetes incidence, creating peer groups, and simple strategies in terms of how we can reduce 5% of the body weight and decrease. And in fact, small steps like that, small changes like that can make a big change. And we showed that people who are detected to have diabetes or pre-diabetes, 50% of them regress to normal. If you catch them very early, you can actually get them to go to a normal level. So there are various possibilities, various ways of doing it. The second thing is quality. I think the most important thing that we have to address is quality. And I'm very happy and proud that you have started the PIC today. And hopefully it will be a harbinger of good tidings in terms of improving the quality of analysis that we do. It has to become not a national reference lab, but international reference lab, because there are many countries which do not have such things, and they would look to us for leadership in those areas, a South-South collaboration, for example, and people will be very willing to do. The other thing is we have to reimagine and think in different ways in terms of obtaining grants. As scientists, you're always looking at ICMR for intramural grants, but there are multiple other ways. There's CSR funding, there are other calls for funding. Like I was reading recently the Indo-European deal, EU deal, in which specifically it has been mentioned that India will be eligible for what is called as Horizon funds, which actually addresses a lot of industrial problems, huge funds like 5 million euros, 10 million euros. So we need to think of such big things and try and apply. So internationally also we could get big, huge grants. Dr. Behel, the DG ICMR, is very interested in implementation sciences, implementation strategies, and we should build our capacity in implementation science. It's a science. It's not that, okay, we'll go and do and implement something. It involves several things. It involves stakeholder engagements. It involves formative research. And from that, you develop the study. It involves theory of change. There are a lot of things. And I urge the young people here to understand implementation science and build your capacity, because that is where we are going. So far in India, we have been what we call as knowledge consumers. Most of the things came from the West and we use them. But now is the time that we should generate our own knowledge. Nobody is going to generate knowledge on silicosis, tuberculosis, our own problems. We should generate our own knowledge. And our research as such should embody a few things, that we are going to work collectively, we are going to work as a team, we are going to work in the principle of team science. And so we come together and create a transdisciplinary approach, because no single discipline can solve the problems of the health problems that the industrial population has. And so we should work towards solving that. In addition, there is a saying that physician, heal thyself. We have to heal ourselves. If we are a national leader in industrial health, we also should take care of our environment. And I think we should try and reduce greenhouse gas emissions in our own setup. And I'll tell you, one of the major reasons for greenhouse gas emission is food wastage. We're going to have lunch now, nobody is going to waste food. So I think I'll stop here. I can talk on and on about this, but I'll stop here. And congratulations once again. And we're looking forward to a national reference laboratory and a leader, not in India, but internationally in terms of occupational health. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. A 60-year legacy is built brick by those who led before us. Their wisdom remains the foundation of this institute. We now present a special segment featuring messages from our directors, our former directors and director in charges who have steered ICMR-NIOH through various eras of challenges and triumphs. Let us hear from the torchbearers of our past.
Colleagues, it will be a great pleasure to convey my greetings on this special milestone of the Institute to you all. I was thrilled when I got the phone call from Professor Dr. Modi to invite me to participate on this occasion. My thought goes back to earlier days when the Institute was conceived as an Occupational Health Research Center at BJ Medical College. Since then, it has grown at a tremendous pace and now achieved its present status as a national institute of repute, both at national level and international level. This could not have been possible without the generous support from the council, the help from the local government and authorities, and last but not the least, the dedication, commitment, and hard work from the institute staff, both past and present. And we all should be proud of our commitment, that work, and inputs into this building this institute. And let us hope that this continues further and carried on so that the institute can achieve further success and international repute, and it can contribute to the betterment of our environment and improve the health of the working community. Thanks once again.
Respected Director Dr. Bhavesh Modi, distinguished scientists, esteemed former colleagues, and dear members of NIOH family, Namaskar. It is a privilege to stand before you today as we celebrate 6 remarkable decades of our institute. The institute has been a guardian of workers' well-being and a pioneer in occupational and environmental health research. Over the past 60 years, NIOH has done more than generating evidence. It has helped shaping policy decisions, helped judiciary, and compensation of occupational diseases. Today we honor not only the milestones, but the people behind these achievements. As we look forward, the challenges ahead on occupational health are evolving, new technologies, new exposures, and new patterns of work. Yet our mission remains the same. That is to protect the health and environment in every workplace. I am confident that NIOH, with its strong scientific foundation, its spirit of service, and powerful leadership of Dr. Modi, will continue to lead this vision and impact. Finally, on historic occasion of 60th anniversary, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and my best wishes for decades to come. May NIOH continue to shine as a national and global beacon of occupational health. Thank you very much.
Namaskar. Hope you recognize this voice who walked through this NIOH corridors for nearly 36 years. With heartfelt warmth and delight, I extend best wishes to all my colleagues on the auspicious Foundation Day of our beloved NIOH. Time passes by like eternal flow to its divinity, and that signifies the celebration of the Diamond Jubilee of the Institute. I'm extremely grateful to receiving a gracious invitation from Dr. Modi, Director, to participate in this special occasion. Unfortunately, it pains me. On the one hand, I could not honor his kindness, and on the other, I carry a gentle sorrow for missing my meeting with some of my colleagues. The foundation of the Institute has always been a soothing stir of the soul, an occasion that brings us or touches us to our hearts, to renewing bond of fellowship and reawakening the luminous memories of our early days. Like many whose journey started at NIOH, I am no exception for moving through this and gaining a part of this legacy that continues unbroken to my life and living. Recalling days at NIOH is itself a transformative pilgrimage, an awakening within us a deep abiding faith and source of purpose of being a party to see this institute not merely as a discipline, but see the reasons of achieving institute as an institution. This imbibing mindsets remains a primary purpose for many of our stalwarts who helped elevate this institute to an institution. I had a dream. I too carry aspirations to see the cherished institution to catch the wind and pace, to reach greater heights for the needs of the downtrodden and vulnerable working class. When some of us decided to plant the perennial pious coconut sapling at the entrance gate of the NIOH, that was the belief. The Institute will continue to stand like a sentinel of grace and sacred, bestowing its Mangal Kamana and blessings upon NIOH for decades to come. Once again, I express my affectionate gratefulness and hope for the purpose of the Institute on this special occasion.
गुड मॉर्निंग लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, नमस्कार बहनों और भाइयों. It is an honor and a deep emotional moment for me to address the guests, pensioners and existing staff of NIOH on the occasion of its 60th anniversary. Friends, 60 years is not merely a passage of time. It represents 6 decades of commitment, services, scientific investigation, untiring dedication to the health and safety of workers. Friends, when I look at the journey of the Institute since its inception in 1966, I saw the vision of its founder, the determination of scientists, and the dedication of both scientific administrative staff of NIOH, who built this institute brick by brick through research, field investigation, policy advocacy, clinical services, experimental control studies, training and educational program, etc. This journey could not have been possible without the guidance, support and encouragement received from time to time from the ICMR. My esteemed NIOH colleague, this milestone belongs to you in a very special day. Your hard work, foresightedness, dedication and integrity shaped this institute reputation as a center of excellence in occupational and environmental health. The standard you established and the scientific consistency nurtured continue to guide the institute even today. Friends, we are celebrating this 60th years of anniversary firmly based upon foundation you people laid down. Friends, you are aware that the world of work is changing rapidly in recent years. New emerging occupational hazards, environmental challenges, and changing pattern of the diseases further compounded the occupational health problems in recent years.
Dear friends, it is my great pleasure to address all of you on the occasion of this annual day. Frankly speaking, it was a great opportunity for me to work at NIOH with all of you, and because of your wholehearted cooperation and support, we could contribute significantly in the public health research, particularly in control of occupational diseases and control of COVID epidemic and control of silicosis. Now, during COVID time, as you remember, because of our work, we established that viral load indicated by CT value, which is an important determinant for transmission in the community and within the family, which is also known as intrafamilial transmission, which has been published and widely appreciated by several experts, both from within the country and outside country. And the second, more importantly, we found out a biomarker, that club cell protein 16, for early detection of silicosis and silicotuberculosis. Another thing we highlighted, that subradiological silicosis, which is almost always ignored and overlooked by other persons, because it is very difficult in public health program setup to diagnose subradiological silicosis. But that CC16, which is first developed and established by us, that CC16 can indicate subradiological silicosis by its value, which have been described in our research papers, which has been appreciated by several persons, both nationally and internationally. Today I received many communications from several countries like South Africa, Zimbabwe, Canada, UK, USA, Thailand. They all are interested about our CC16 kit and early detection of silicosis by CC16. And some of them, they have assured me once the kit will be available in Indian market, they will buy it routinely for their screening of their gold mines worker and other mines worker who are vulnerable to silicosis. So it is because of NIOH's work and NIOH's contribution this has happened. So I'm really very happy to have with all of your support and cooperation, and I hope in future you will keep on supporting the good researcher of NIOH and keep your head high by doing lot of significant contribution. I am ending here today. Thank you all and best wishes to you. Thank you.
Good morning, colleagues and friends from ICMR National Institute of Occupational Health, Ahmedabad. My heartiest congratulations to you all on the 60th Foundation Day and Diamond Jubilee celebration of the Institute. Today is the culmination of a year-long journey that started with the International Conference on Climate Change and Occupational Health and marks a new dawn when the Institute is asked to take leadership on occupational health research at the face of a rapidly changing workplace. My 4 years at ICMR-NIOH from 2021 to the first quarter of 2025, first as the director in charge and then as the director, was truly a memorable time for me. I took charge of an old institute with a bunch of mostly young scientists, highly enthusiastic and dedicated, most of whom joined within the past 2 to 3 years. This was a time when COVID-19 pandemic was still very active, forcing most of our field research activities coming to a halt. So we focused on building the laboratories by procuring sophisticated equipment and renovating the civil infrastructure. At the same time, we planned and worked together to carry forward the rich legacy of research of the Institute to match the demands of the changing landscape of the country's workforce. While the old diseases like silicosis and coal worker pneumoconiosis was continue to remain important occupational health problems, newer occupational diseases emerged with more people engaged at the digital workplace and the boom of gig workforce. Simultaneously, climate change posed a daunting occupational health challenge. ICMR-NIOH faced these challenges by shifting its focus from descriptive to more solution-oriented research, developing new tools to assess mental health, designing heat protective jackets, and point-of-care tests for measuring lead exposure, to name a few. At a more personal level, I suffered several setbacks and losses during that time. I lost my mother in 2022 and had a minor stroke in 2023. I am really indebted to my NIOH colleagues who stood rock solid by my side on those difficult times. Your affection and support bound me strongly to NIOH and gave me the mental strength to stay away from my family at those days. I'm extremely happy that after my departure, the Institute has a young, dynamic, and very competent leader like Dr. Bhavesh Modi, and I have no doubts in my mind that ICMR-NIOH will not only hold its place as the premier occupational health research institute in India, but will emerge as a global leader in this field. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Thanks for those encouraging words that truly strengthen our resolve. They were our former directors and director in charges, Dr. S.K. Kashyap, Dr. H.N. Syed, Dr. P.K. Nag, Dr. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Sandashabud Das, and Dr. Kamlesh Sarkar. They provide us with the vision, and we are very fortunate to have their blessings with us. So next.
It is now time for our landmark moment, unveiling of our commemorative NIOH dialect book, a pictorial tribute to our 60 years legacy.
As we move towards the final segment of our addresses, we are privileged to receive a special message from the central leadership. Please turn your attention to the screens for the address by Honorable Union Minister of State, Independent Charge, Ayush Ministry, and Minister of State, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Shri Prataprao Jadhav.
नमस्कार। आज ICMR की राष्ट्रीय व्यावसायिक स्वास्थ्य संस्थान NIOH के हीरक जयंती समारोह के शुभ अवसर पर आप सभी को अनेक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। मैं मानता हूं कि यदि भारत को 2047 तक विकसित राष्ट्र बनना है तो उसकी आधारशिला मजबूत, आत्मनिर्भर और वैश्विक स्तर की वैज्ञानिक क्षमता ही होगी और उस राष्ट्रीय प्रयास में ICMR का एक महत्वपूर्ण अग्रणी भूमिका निभा रहा है। ICMR ने केवल अनुसंधान ही नहीं बल्कि राष्ट्र को वैज्ञानिक दिशा दी है। कोविड-19 के दौरान देशव्यापी परीक्षण नेटवर्क, प्रयोगशालाओं के विस्तार और वैक्सीन अनुसंधान, टीबी रोग उन्मूलन में स्वदेशी तकनीक में ICMR की भूमिका ने भारत की वैज्ञानिक आत्मनिर्भरता को मजबूत किया है। वन हेल्थ दृष्टिकोण के माध्यम से मानव, पशु और पर्यावरणीय स्वास्थ्य को समेकित किया जा रहा है और मेडटेक मित्र पहल नवाचार को वैश्विक स्तर तक ले जाने में सहायक बन रही है। इसी समग्र दृष्टिकोण का जीवंत उदाहरण यह संस्थान NIOH है, जिसने 6 दशकों तक देश भर के श्रमिकों के स्वास्थ्य और व्यावसायिक सुरक्षा को अपनी प्राथमिकता बनाया है। स्वस्थ कार्यबल केवल सामाजिक न्याय का विषय नहीं बल्कि राष्ट्र की आर्थिक प्रगति का आधार भी है। विकसित भारत की दिशा में हमारा विकास सुरक्षित, सतत और स्वास्थ्य सम्मान होना अनिवार्य है। नया विषय सूचना केंद्र भी हमारे दूरदृष्टि दृष्टिकोण का प्रमाण है। तीव्र औद्योगिकरण के इस दौर में त्वरित विशेषज्ञ मार्गदर्शन और नागरिक सुरक्षा सुनिश्चित करना अनिवार्य है और हम इसके लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं। मैं आज पूरे विश्व के विश्वास के साथ कहता हूं कि ICMR केवल एक अनुसंधान संस्थान नहीं है, यह भारत की स्वास्थ्य वैज्ञानिक संप्रभुता का आधार है। 2047 का विकसित भारत स्वस्थ, आत्मनिर्भर और वैज्ञानिक रूप से सशक्त भारत होगा और उस भारत के निर्माण में ICMR अग्रिम पंक्ति में खड़ा रहेगा। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के कुशल नेतृत्व में और केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य और परिवार कल्याण मंत्री श्री जगत प्रकाश नड्डा जी के कुशल मार्गदर्शन में भारत सरकार सभी के लिए गुणवत्तापूर्ण स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं उपलब्ध कराने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। मुझे इस संस्था की क्षमता पर पूर्ण विश्वास है। हम मिलकर विज्ञान को नीति से और नीति को जन कल्याण से जोड़ते हुए एक ऐसे भारत का निर्माण करेंगे जो विश्व में न केवल आर्थिक शक्ति बल्कि स्वास्थ्य और विज्ञान में भी नेतृत्वकारी भूमिका निभाएगा। हम सभी जानते हैं आज भारतीय चिकित्सा प्रणालियों को वैश्विक पहचान मिल रही है। मैं इस अवसर पर इस बात पर जोर देना चाहूँ कि हमें आधुनिक चिकित्सा पद्धतियों के साथ साथ अनुसंधान और उपचार के लिए आयुष चिकित्सा पद्धतियों को भी अपनाना चाहिए, जिससे श्रमिकों के कल्याण के लिए बेहतर उपाय प्रदान किया जा सके। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Now, to express our gratitude for this memorable day, I invite Dr. Ravichandran to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected SAC Chairman, Dr. Daliwal sir, our Chief NCD and our Director, we, on behalf of the Institute, we thank Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri Dinesh Bhai Makwanaji and Dr. Rakesh Joshi, who have been here for some time due to their personal work they went, and they took the time to be here with us, and they appreciated all our institute work. We thank on behalf of the institute and on behalf of our Director General and the senior officials of ICMR and DHR, we thank both of them. And on this occasion, we thank our ex-colleagues of NIOH who were the pillars of this institute, who has made this institute to grow up this level, and our dignitaries now who has come from all the way from other departments, central government departments and state government departments, and the media, and as well as the other visitors, guests of this institute, and our own staff, the supportive staff, administrative staff, finance staff, and all other people who's contributed, the vendors. It was because I could see here the last minute also they were supplying a lot of materials to us. So we thank all of them to make this function very grand success. And above this, I personally thank our director who has re-illuminated the institute with his vision and the connecting to the our earlier directors, because I joined during Dr. Kashyap's time, 1992. So I don't know how he connected from USA, and Dr. Sayed sir is in Canada. So he has connected all the directors, and this was a real appreciable from us, sir. So we thank on this one, and this is like the connecting. So you are going in front of us, and we will walk through you, sir, in the same bridge. And we hope the young minds and the young researchers definitely will take forward this legacy of the institute further, this one, and Viksit Bharat. And for us, you are really a Viksit director, and we congratulate, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I congratulate all youngsters, research scholars, the students, and all these who has contributed this, illuminating the institute a different way of this one. So we have seen this institute from the lot of earthquake time and all this one. So really, I personally thank. I am from Bangalore, and we are very much attached to the institute. So I thank you so much, sir, for giving me opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. As we concluded this ceremony, I request everyone to kindly stand for the national anthem. Following the anthem, we invite all to you for joining the lunch at the
विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Now, invite the invited guests for the lunch at the designated area. And thank you once again for joining us for the 60th Foundation Day of ICMR-NIOH. Thank you.